what's your intake to someone who has an idea, but that person is stuck in the name of finances?
Okay. Having an idea, we all have ideas. However, I think it begins with believing in yourself, right? Believing in yourself, it means that you believe that the little that you have is capable of bearing fruits and becoming more.
Yeah.
So if the first advice would be investing in domestic businesses. If you have got 4 domestic businesses that you have started, and say for instance you started with 2,000 rand, with for 4 domestic businesses.
The domestic businesses are not expensive.
Yeah, they are not expensive at all.
You can start them
with 500, with zero, with zero actually, you know, and basically having.
And again, you can. Sorry for interrupting.
Yes.
Again, you can start domestic businesses with using other people's money
to generate your own money. You get what I mean? So I think the most important thing, you know, is respecting the fact that domestic businesses are also important and they play a role. They can actually create a greater capital that we are expecting for the greater idea that we have. I don't think no one has a great business idea. However, you don't have to wait for someone to say, I'm going to go to Makua and say, Makua, give me money so that I can start my own business. Start yourself.
Makua must be confident in you.
You must be confident in yourself so that Makua can be convinced. You know, you don't have to work to convince other people. Convince yourself first, so that with your actions, you can convince other people without even uttering the words.
Yeah.
So it's very important to believe that the little that you have can give you a bigger idea, or can feed into the bigger idea that you have.
So, in terms of assets,
yes.
Like in terms of assets, like which assets, if you prioritize, or you can just mention them, like which assets do you prefer?
Okay. Firstly, I'm a human being, right?
Yes.
And my first asset is health.
If you are not healthy, you are not wealthy.
I'm not wealthy. If I'm not healthy, I'm not wealthy.
That's true.
And the second asset is land.
Land.
Yes. Remember, as a man, you do not impregnate the 2-legged woman first. You impregnate the first woman, which is land. The first woman is land.
Make money.
You make money
before you go and convince someone to be your wife.
Your partner.
Your legged one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I would also say investment. Investment. So you don't have money to put it there.
Yeah.
You have money to make money. So investment is having money, generating money for you.
Yeah.
So you're just sitting home, you have money somewhere, that's making money for you.
So when you talk about investment, there are other people who are just happy when they see their thousands in their bank. Like imagine putting, let's say, 100,000 in your Capitec account, but that money is not growing. Yeah. But you are happy because when you see the balance, there's a huge positive balance.
Okay.
So how do you advise that person to start investing?
There are so many ways of investing. You can look at cryptocurrency, you can look at stock markets, you can also look at businesses, especially with the fact that, we are stepping into the 4th industrial revolution, the automation.
The information era.
Yeah, the information era it's teaching us that, everything that you need is in here.
A brave world.
Yeah, it's a brave world. So with money, you need to be smart, and you need to allow the money that you have to make more money for you without even making any effort. Just for having that money, you know that you have the capability of having more money. And talking about
the assets.
I think one other important asset is expertise.
Expertise, yeah.
Yes. When you have a certain skill, you can make money.
It's an asset.
It's an asset.
You can write a book about that skill.
Exactly.
And you can document actually.
I mean, future jobs, for instance. It's a book that's talking about
adapt or die well.
It's a do or die. Survival of the fittest and the elimination of the weakest.
A lot of people are going to be weak.
Exactly. That's the first industrial revolution for you. And I think the last.
Okay, before you mention the last assets,
yes.
what's the difference between formal education and self-education? Like, which one do you can you advise a young person to focus on?
Okay, so basically, like I said, education is an asset.
Yeah.
So I respect both formal and informal education. I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah.
Formal education qualifies.
I'm taking notes, please.
Yes.
I'm taking notes.
Formal education qualifies you. Informal education does not only qualifies you, but it grows you and it makes you adaptable. You do not become an amoeba to any situation.
Just take
you adapt. You are a risk taker when you inform yourself with informal education. Because informal education, it does not mean you have to take your computer. You learn every day. You learn on the streets. You learn at night. You learn at home. You learn everywhere. Hence, I'm saying I respect both sectors of education. However, I would encourage a young person to be both formally and informally educated, because it's empowerment. Remember, you empower yourself both formally and informally.